No defense fleet. No embassy markers. Just an unregistered farming world. Then clear it. The rights won't wait.
The morning sun of Meridian's rest rose gold over the wheat terraces, and Elena Voss stood on her porch with a mug of synth coffee, watching her daughter chase chickens through the yard. Marin was 7, all elbows and laughter, and the colony's harvest festival was 2 days away. Banners already hung between the solar poles. Somewhere down the hill, the old shield beacon blinked its slow, patient pulse, the same pulse it had kept for 30 years, broadcasting a single dormant signal. The sole compact registry mark, proof that this small, unimportant farming world belonged to Earth's protected charter. No one in the colony thought about the beacon anymore. It was furniture, wallpaper, a relic from the founding generation who believed, correctly, that the mark would keep them safe. 12 light minutes above the atmosphere, the Crithian Dominion warcruiser Oshament dropped out of slipspace with 11 escorts behind it. High Marshal Dross Kelvahn stood on the command deck, arms folded beneath his carapace plating, reviewing the planet below with the bored efficiency of a man clearing paperwork. Population report, he said. Unregistered agricultural settlement. His tactical officer, Vantis, answered. No listed defense fleet. No embassy markers in the primary database. And the beacon? Vantis glanced at the readout. Old format encryption. Pre-war protocol. Not in our threat catalog. Dross Kelvahn had burned 400 worlds like this one in the name of resource clearance. He did not hate them. He simply did not see them. Clear it, he said. We need the mineral rights before the Trellin Border Council convenes. Sergeant Corbin Ash was checking irrigation drones on the eastern ridge when the sky turned white. The bombardment did not begin as fire. It began as silence, the sudden, total absence of birdsong, of wind, of the ordinary hum of a living world, in the half-second before the orbital strikes hit. Then the silence broke into thunder, and the wheat terraces became craters, and the banners for the harvest festival burned in the same instant as the town hall. Corbin ran. Every soldier's training in him screamed to find cover, but his legs carried him toward the Voss house instead, because Elena had pulled him aside that very morning to ask if he'd judge the pie contest. He found her in the wreckage of her porch, already gone, her arms still curled protectively around the space where Marin had been standing seconds before. The girl was alive, thrown clear into a drainage ditch, screaming, bleeding, alive. Corbin scooped her up and ran for the old beacon tower, because it was the only structure built from pre-collapse alloy, and because some soldier's instinct told him that if this world was going to die, someone needed to make sure Earth knew how. He reached the tower with Marin clutched against his chest and slammed his palm against the manual override. The beacon's old, patient pulse became something else entirely, a scream, a distress burst carrying the sole compact registry code, time-stamped, verified, unmistakable. Then a final strike took the ridge, and Corbin's world went dark. 40 light-years away, in the war room of Earth's Outer Fleet Command, Admiral Reese Calder watched the burst arrive on the tactical display and felt the room go cold around him. Confirm registry, he said quietly. Confirmed, Admiral. Meridian's rest. Charter world. Founding generation. Sole compact Article 7 protection status. Active since colonization. Article 7 had one clause, written in the earliest days of the compact, back when humanity had nothing but hope and a handful of scattered colonies to defend. Any registered charter world, however small, was under the same protection as Earth itself. An attack on one was legally absolutely an attack on all. Fleet status, Calder said. Ready on your order, sir. Then take us to war. High Marshal Dross Kelvahn did not learn what he had done until 3 days later, when Dominion High Command forwarded him a diplomatic alert flagged with a priority he had never seen before. He read the registry classification twice, then a third time, waiting for the words to change. They didn't. Fleet positions, he said, and for the first time in decades, his voice was not bored. Earth's response arrived like a verdict. Calder's task force dropped out of slipspace directly on top of the Dominion staging point, and the battle that followed was not a battle so much as a correction. Earth's ships had been built by a species that understood, in its bones, what it meant to lose everything and rebuild anyway. Dross Kelvahn's fleet, arrogant and unprepared for an enemy it had never bothered to catalog, broke in less than an hour. Aboard the dying Oshament, Dross Kelvahn watched his tactical displays fail one by one. Vantis was already gone. Through the shattered viewport, he could see Calder's flagship closing, unhurried, absolute. "We didn't know," he said to no one. "The beacon. We didn't know." "You should have," came the answer over an open channel, Calder's voice flat and final. "That's the whole point of the mark." Rescue teams reached the ruins of Meridian's Rest within a day of the fleet's arrival, pulling survivors from the wreckage the beacon tower had shielded. Corbin Ash woke in a fleet medical bay 11 days later to find Marin asleep in the chair beside his bed, her small hand still wrapped around his, refusing to let go even in sleep. A nurse told him she'd done that every night since the rescue teams pulled them both from the beacon tower's wreckage. At the memorial built where Meridian's Rest once stood, Admiral Calder read the names of the dead aloud, Elena Voss among them, and then turned to the gathered fleet and colonists from a dozen charter worlds who had come to stand witness. They thought this world didn't matter because no one was watching, he said. Let this be the last time anyone makes that mistake. Every beacon, on every world we've ever claimed, means the same thing now, and it always will. Touch one of ours, and you answer to all of us. Marin grew up in the shadow of that memorial, raised by Corbin, who kept his promise to judge her pie every year at the new colony's Harvest Festival on a beacon-marked world that nothing in the galaxy would ever again mistake for undefended.